To 10, we start in the Tulsa Council chambers, where city leaders are proposing a change to a local law. That change would allow police to remove people blocking sidewalks and any public right-of-way as an attempt to help address homeless campsites around the city. Police saying it would help them do their job, while others worry it's criminalizing poverty. 2 News Oklahoma's Jeanette Quesada breaks down the change and why some think it goes too far. Jeanette?
Well, Mayor G.G. Bynum presented the ordinance proposal to city councilors during an Urban and Economic Development Committee meeting, and here's how it would work.
In the last, I think, 18 months, the city of Tulsa spent over $13 million on housing and homeless assistance, in particular for outreach, for shelter support, and so many other things.
But for residents like Linda Anderson, who lives near 51st in Peoria, those efforts have not been enough.
We need some help. The homeless people are gathering together up in this strip mall that we have, and they're building homes out of cardboard.
Mayor Bynum says 4 years ago, Tulsa police asked him to consider amending a city ordinance that would allow them to remove the homeless from certain areas. But he delayed introducing it because he wanted to make sure the city was providing housing alternatives. Since then, the city has created Tulsa Housing Solutions, an affordable housing trust fund, and hired a housing policy director.
We are doing more than we ever have, I think, as a city government to support homeless outreach and housing, and that is why I feel much more comfortable now bringing this forward, because folks do have an alternative, and for people to get the help they need, they aren't going to get it sleeping on a sidewalk. They're going to get it in a shelter, many of which we are funding now.
But some councilors are already questioning the proposed changes.
How do we get around the argument that has faced other municipalities when it comes to basically criminalizing homelessness, right?
Councilor Lori Dector-Wright says she wants to make sure the city is not crossing the line and infringing on unsheltered citizens' rights, while also addressing the rights of all Tulsans. But Councilor Jeannie Q says she's hearing from her constituents, including business owners who don't think they have any rights, something Linda Anderson agrees with.
People that don't have a home, they scare me. You don't know where they came from. Excuse me. You don't know where they came from. So you don't know, are they gonna hurt you or are they not gonna hurt you?
And Mayor Bynum says TPD and Tulsa Housing Solutions will address councilors next week to explain more about the proposed ordinance change. Now, we reached out to Housing Solutions for a response to the mayor's proposed ordinance and are waiting to hear back. Live in studio, Jeanette Quesada, 2 News Oklahoma.
Thank you, Jeanette. Now, this comes the same day that Housing Solutions came out with its point-in-time count. It's a yearly report about homelessness in Tulsa, and it shows a 40% hike in people living on the streets. Let's take a look at the numbers. The latest show the homeless population in the county rose 2% over year to year. That includes more than 1,000 people in shelters, on the street, and in transitional housing. Over 200 of those people counted in the Tulsa County Jail, highlighting the need for housing options as people leave the criminal justice system. Now, unsheltered homelessness increased too by more than 40%. 287 people didn't have shelter in January 2021 compared to 403 just a few months ago.